Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. It's the Gaming Saloon for July 20th, 2024, which is Spacebaker 2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hi.
We have a decent amount of news for once. Even though it's the summer and there shouldn't be a lot of news. No comment on any of the news just yet?
No.
Fair. Like the last two are just for me because I saw them and I'm like, ooh, this is cool. And oh, this is a thing I play. But I guess before we get into any news and stuff, Tommy, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Not really a whole heck of a lot. Done a couple of KHT seeds, and that's really kind of been the short and long of it.
I've done more Zenless Zone Zero. I'm through Chapter 2, finally into Chapter 3 of the game. I think it's only 3 chapters right now, but that's still a decent amount of content. Because you have also like singular character stories that you unlock along the way, and there's 5, I think, at the moment. So there's plenty of story content to do, which is nice. I am getting more into the groove of the game. Because of my pulls and stuff, I have accidentally gotten 6 copies of a character and maxed them out, essentially. Because for this and the other Hoyo games, when you get a character from a gacha, they have... I don't remember what it's called in Zenless, but it's Eidolons in Honkai Star Rail. Essentially, when you get an extra copy of the character, you unlock one of these 6 Eidolons. They essentially give you an extra passive, or they level break some parts of your skills that you level up. Because this character was like just a regular character you pull, I pulled them like 8 times now. So I got his 6 things, and I got currency back for pulling him so much. Bear in mind, still free to play. Still has not spent a dime on the game, and I have gotten this character like 8 times. It is ridiculous. I would like other characters, please. Anyone else.
No.
Like the nice thing is that they're an electric character, and I've been running Ambi and Nicole. Ambi is an electric character. Nicole is, I think, Ether. So it's like, hey, 2 electrics in another element. Like, that's kind of how you want your elements to be set up, where you have 2 of one and 1 of another. Because team bonus wise, it either works off elements or factions, because all the characters are a part of different factions. So you want, like, essentially 2 matching elements, 2 matching factions to give you full buff. Whatever those buffs are. So having like 2 electrics and 2 of the cunning hairs, I'm like, that's perfect. I don't particularly like how Anton plays, but it's not like there aren't other electric characters that I could possibly get that I would rather play. It's just that Anton is like a charge character, so you like hold the button on like the last attack, and I'm like, don't like that because everyone else is kind of like combo specific. But I'm still really enjoying the game. I'm having fun with it. I'm liking where the story's going. Chapter 1 is like long and a bit on the slow side, but Chapter 2 was all about the construction crew that hires you to help find some of their missing machines that are AI equipped, because it's slightly safer to send in AI stuff into the hollows rather than people, because they are more resistant to the corruption, but they can still be corrupted. Because the hollows corrupt anything that essentially is sentient, whether it's a person or a machine. As long as it is sentient, it can corrupt it. Which means if you basically walk around with like a fancy phone, you're screwed. Which is also why there's so much like old tech, like old CRTs and VCRs and all that just littered throughout the world. Which just kind of gives it a nice little different aesthetic to a lot of stuff. But yeah, done that. I've got the Fever Scarf for Keats mostly modeled up. I had to do some changes from where I left it off on stream. I need to print it again to see if the changes I made will work. I don't have a whole lot of clearance because of where it has to sit. So I don't have a lot of room from like the top of the chest to like the chin of the figure. So it's trying to figure out like where can I shave off a few millimeters to get me enough clearance that everything gets to move around and stuff. Besides that, not a whole lot else. I've done the Boucher off stream. I'm up a stake on like the one deck I've been getting wins on, but now I get one less discard outright now, and it's just like, oh, that sucks. But yeah, not a whole lot else. I guess anything else before we get into news?
No.
All right, first up, Nintendo have announced the brand new, like, I guess final Splatfest for Splatoon 3. They haven't specified if it is, but it kind of feels like in that vein. And especially because of the timing of it. But this is the Grand Splatfest. It will feature all 3 of the announcing groups that we've had across the Splatoon game. So Callie Marie, Marina and Pearl, and then off the hook? No, not off the hook.
No.
Fuck. What is their name?
You know what's funny?
What?
The article makes a joke about not remembering, and I don't either. I'm like, oh, dang.
Yeah, I don't remember them either, but it's just a teaser. It just shows like like the music stage that the 3 of them will be performing on. They all have matching outfits, along with different outfits. We do have a date. It is September 13th through the 15th, and the vote will be what is the most important to you, the past, the present, or the future. It seems like Callie Marie are past, Marina and Pearl are present, and then the Splatoon 3 trio are future, based off the little eyes that they have associated with them. Along with this, I don't have an article for it, but there are amiibo. They announced new amiibo for Splatoon. They have Callie Marie in their outfits from Splatoon 3, and they have Marina and Pearl from the Splatoon 3 DLC in those outfits. I think we knew that they were going to do something like this because there was data for more amiibo in the game, but it wasn't registered to anything. So this is kind of a, hey, we finally get access to that stuff. But that's kind of it. So I guess any thoughts on all this?
No. I mean,
this has gotten
that I think this will probably be what we'll do that weekend.
Yeah, because it's a Friday to Sunday. Yeah. It did make me think, like, what about Splatoon 3 has made me not want to play it as much as I played Splatoon 2? Because I feel like I've played less 3 than 2 at this point. And I'm not sure what that is.
I think it's too much of a good thing.
Probably. Like, I just played too much of 2, and there wasn't enough differences in 3, so it's just like, this is more of this. I should probably just go back and play 2 then. All right. Next up, there was a teaser last week, I believe, where Nintendo was teasing a horror game of some kind. And as it turns out, it's a new Famicom detective game. Like a new one, not like one of the several re-releases they've done of the Famicom Detective series at this point, but a brand new Famicom Detective series written by its original writer. It is slated to come out next month, August 29th. It is called Emo the Smiling Man, or Smiling Man. That's basically it. I guess any other thoughts? Or any thoughts on it?
No.
I mean, I'm curious about this, but I have not played any of these, so that's just neat. Next up, and a list of the Microsoft adjacent news to start with. Bethesda workers have finally become the first unionized game studio. So Bethesda Game Studios has filed the paperwork, and they are now a union under Microsoft's banner. That's basically the short and long of it. Any thoughts on that before we get to the more like depressing news?
No.
All right. So we are getting price increases for Game Pass, even though they said they wouldn't do that when they acquired Activision. Too bad they did. And essentially, starting July 10th, price changes will go into effect for new members for Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass Core, and PC Game Pass. Game Pass for console will no longer exist for new people. If you are subscribed to it, as long as you keep up your subscription, you get to keep Game Pass for console. But if you drop it, you're out and you have to pick something else. Which I believe is Game Pass Core now? Because I believe Game Pass Core is basically Xbox Live plus the, like, a selection of, I think, 24 games or so that you have access to. But price increase wise, Game Pass Standard will be $15 a month. It will not include Day One, EA Play, Game Pass for PC, and cloud gaming. Ultimate is going up to $20 a month. Game Pass Core, which is going to be about $10 a month, is that, 24 games plus Xbox Live, and then PC Game Pass is going from $10 to $12. But it will still include Day One releases. And everything will go into effect September 12th. How do you feel about the price changes?
Meh, mainly because I just had canceled mine because I haven't touched it in for a while now.
I finally just decided to cancel mine because it's like, am I going to go around to like playing through Persona 3 Reload at the moment? No, then I might as well just cancel it. When I'm in a better position, I'll probably pick it back up so I can, or no, I'd probably just pick up the games I was going to get on Game Pass anyway and just pull my save data. Because you can do that. You can transfer your save data from like the Xbox app to Steam. And I'll just pick up the games I was getting off Game Pass. Because they were games I wanted to own anyway. But yeah, it sucks, and let's just say it's getting Microsoft in trouble because the FTC have claimed that the price hike is consumer harm, and the FTC are gonna go after them for it because they said in the stuff before the acquisition, we're not increasing the price of Game Pass, and then they did. So, oops. But yeah, apparently the appeal process is still ongoing for that for the acquisition, technically. So, this feels like the worst possible mistake Microsoft has ever made, and it feels like it might just kill them.
Nah, it won't.
Like, I'm sure it probably won't, but like, Microsoft will not be who they were before they pulled this shit. And it's going to be in like the worst ways possible. I guess any thoughts on those two things?
No.
Well, last piece of Microsoft adjacent news, the Halo TV show has finally been canceled. After 2 seasons, which was the only 2 seasons it was actually ever billed for to start with. So it is dead. Except
and it's almost 2 full seasons longer than it should have gotten.
Except, here's the kicker. The producers and showrunners are going to try to shop the show around to some other service to keep it going. So this show might just live if somebody is desperate enough.
No, if someone is stupid enough. Not desperate.
I mean,
stupid.
Aren't those the same thing after a certain point?
No.
Okay. I feel like of all the things, if you're going to like try to bolster your streaming service, to try to like pick up and acquire, why this? Why? It was never good. Like, nothing about this show was good. Everything about this show is bad. It's just varying degrees of, oh god, this is like the worst thing ever, to this is so stupid. I enjoy seeing them dig their own grave. Which is how I feel about watching like most of season 1 of just, I'm enjoying watching them dig their own grave on this shit because this is dumb as fuck. That's about the only entertainment I got out of it. Which is the last thing they want. I have not even bothered to watch season 2. Although supposedly, some things were better. It is like 1 degree better than season 1.
I will believe that if I ever see it. And I mean exactly what I said there. I have no desire to watch season 2, so.
I forgot if I put that on.
I don't remember if I ever finished season 1, actually. Now that
I don't believe you did. I believe I've told you what happens in the rest of season 1, but you have never finished it.
I think I got bored and walked away from it.
That sounds about right.
Now, let that sink in for anyone there. I got bored.
I was trying to remember if I put it on the wheel for random stuff for TGSR, and yes, I did.
Dear God. Why?
Bear in mind, we would only have to watch like 2 episodes.
Oh, dear God, why?
I needed stuff. I needed video game-based shows to do, and you know how few of those we actually have?
We've got one that's not horrible.
There's other stuff on here that's good. There's also other stuff on here that's not good. That's the entire point of the wheel. If the wheel deems us watching Halo, we have to watch Halo for the week.
Can I just say I watched it and not actually watch it?
I mean, you could.
Okay. I know I've at least watched the first 2 episodes of it, so I technically could and not be lying about it. I just wouldn't remember anything from it. Because I know the show did a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm spinning the wheel. I'm spinning the wheel to see what it would give me. Captain in the Game Master. I don't know if that's better or worse. But yeah, but any other thoughts on Halo being dead? In a lot of ways, because I will additionally talk about this. So mixed reports have come out about whether 343 is actively working on new Halo games, or if they're mainly going to be now like a overview, or like the what's the word?
Oversight.
Yeah, oversight for the Halo franchise and just shop out Halo to other developers and stuff. But I've seen reports of that's actually happening, but that's not happening, so I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm not sure which scenario is better, to be honest. Because on one hand, if they shop out Halo to other developers, there's a chance we might get a really good game. But also, they could shop it out to somebody for cheap and they make a bad game. On the other hand, 343 makes something in-house and they're
gonna make something bad.
1 for 3 currently? Kind of.
Well,
like,
okay.
I don't know what to call it, what their battering average is at this point.
Technically 4. Because the anniversary stuff for CE was theirs.
Yeah.
So technically 4. But I would still say we're about 1.5 out of 4.
Okay.
Because in all seriousness, you really can only half count the EA. Because, yeah, they were using the game's main engine and just gave it a fresh coat of paint.
Mm-hmm.
If they screwed that up, something is wrong.
That apparently people don't like. Look, I'm still confused from the one video I watched from a Halo person being like, oh, the general consensus is nobody likes EA. And I'm like,
my bad. I forgot about... Which apparently the internet has too. So I don't feel as bad. But I forgot about 2 anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel as bad because I feel like I'm not the only one that forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm. So does that make it like 2 out of 5?
No, because 2A was based off of Halo 5's graphics engine, which no one cared for 5, so...
So it's still 1.5, but now it's 1.5 out of 5. Fantastic. I feel like there's no winning scenario here because if 343 is making it
because for those wondering how I'm how I'm counting this, half for CEA, because like I said, that was not their original work on it kind of deal. Half for the campaign for 4, and then half for the balls to at least say, yeah, remember Halo 5, that didn't happen.
Halo Infinite, the soft reboot, we refuse to use the word soft and or reboot with because people will be very upset.
Also, we've got to make it one worse even.
Oh god, what?
Master Chief Collection.
Oh yeah.
And we can't count that at all because that was a fail from the start.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a good spot now. It wasn't to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, because if 343 is making a Halo game, reportedly it's going to be a remake of Halo 1. Or some Battle Royale thing that is in-house now instead of being some other developer, probably. It's some big multiplayer thing was last I heard. And I'm like, wow, neither of these options are really that good. If I'm being honest. So yeah, that is the continued Microsoft's house is on fire, and I just have to go, well, either somebody will put it out or it will burn to the ground. At this point, I don't care. Right, this is technically Microsoft adjacent too. I forgot. This is Activision.
Well, okay, originally it wasn't, so.
Yeah. So one of the artists that was at Toys for Bob recently went out on Twitter and talked about how a Project Dragon that was not a Spyro game, it was going to be something else entirely. Project Dragon was just a code name. It had nothing to do with Spyro. Got canceled. But in an additional reply to this, he also said, by the way, Crash 5 is also canceled as well, because that was something we were working on. So that's 2 different games canceled from Toys for Bob. And I think like a few years ago was the sentiment on both of these, or like the timeline for both of these. So how do you feel about no Crash 5 and then no whatever else Toys for Bob was working on?
No Crash 5 and no new Spyro. Because I'm willing to bet that was the other thing.
He said it wasn't Spyro.
Probably was told to say it wasn't Spyro.
He doesn't work there anymore.
You can still get sued if it's in an NDA.
I'm not sure if he'd be allowed to say the Crash 5 wasn't happening either if it was an NDA. If he was still under an NDA,
and I could see that because they wouldn't care. Not to mention, at this point now it's made headlines, so now this is going to put pressure on Activision of are they going to?
Yeah. Because if I recall, I don't remember the exact numbers, but from the podcast I was listening to that mentioned the numbers, both the Crash trilogy and Crash 4 sold really well. They were both multi-million hits. So it's kind of baffling to be like, why are you not making more of these? They made money. Literally.
Because Activision says, yes, it made money, but it's not shooty shooty bang bang with smelly fish, so it must not be good.
It didn't make COD money, therefore boo. Which expecting
everything that they care about.
Yeah.
Which is baffling to no end.
Yeah. In other news that is specifically from me, because I saw this first one when Game Informer tweeted their article, and I was like, ooh, this looks cool. I'll pre-register for this on mobile because that's a button press. We have a Disney pixel-based RPG coming to mobile. Called Disney Pixel RPG.
Oh, I was gonna say some Mickey and the 7 Stars. I mean,
I'm not sure if it will have mechanics like that, but it will have different Disney characters in a kind of a merch world of stuff. It's got some pixel art. All we have image-wise is what's in this article, because that's also the only stuff that's on the store page. There is an avatar customization, so you can dress up your avatar in Disney regalia and all that. I do like that it's hey, Mickey's got I guess he's just, this is a special attack of him doing one of those test your strength, hit the bell things. But that's, isn't that Aurora with the sword in the top picture?
I don't remember.
It looks like her, and it kind of has a kind of flowery sword, so that is Aurora. And then you have Pooh with a hat and I assume a pot of honey. So I appreciate them being creative and trying and incorporating characters and stuff. I'm oh, you get to play as Aurora and you get to play as Pooh. Fantastic. We're not just gonna get just the Mickey cast essentially. It'll be a nice mix of people you wouldn't expect to be able to play as doing fun, cool things. Which is kind of why I like looking in the Mirrorverse, because it does that as well. So, any thoughts on this?
No.
Okay. Also, just as a heads up, it's free to play, and it's going to come out apparently September 9th. We have no trailer or anything else. Last up, as a part of Honkai Star Rail's little like patch preview stream that they did yesterday, they announced that next year they're doing a collab with Fate Stay Night, specifically Unlimited Blade Works. They didn't go into details on what the collab would be, just that we're doing this collab. It will be next year. See you then. I'm not sure how to feel about this because the last collab I know about is the Genshin one with Aloy from Horizon, and unfortunately, Aloy in that game sucks ass. She is like the worst character in that game, period. But I guess any thoughts on this?
No.
All right, then. That's it for news. It's a list, but it's not a very extensive list. We shall talk releases. We're gonna skip down to the 13th. The F1 Manager 2024 for Xbox One Series, X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch.
13th?
Or 23rd, my bad. I don't know why I saw that as the 13th. Sure. I are blind. On the 25th, Earth Defense Force 6 for PlayStation 4 and 5. The Sims 4 Love Struck for Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4. Some convenience store for Switch. I assume that's correct. I assume nothing's nope. That is the actual name for it. On the 26th, One Piece Odyssey Deluxe Edition for Switch. There's not a whole lot here that looks enticing. On the 31st, Tomb Raider Collection 1 for the Evercade. On the August 1st, Star Wars Bounty Hunter for Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. Bare Butt Boxing for Switch. Dangnabbit. I thought I made sure I didn't miss one. Choba Special Edition for Switch, because I missed it. Vampire Survivors Plus for iOS. And on the second, Arrow the Acrobat for Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. And World of Goo 2 for Switch. Oh, I forgot this one because I saw this when I was doing it on August 1st. Thank goodness you're here for PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. And that's a little slice of releases and stuff. You can find the full list in our notes. I guess anything else?
No.
That'll do it for us this week. Tomorrow it's H2 Pink Door.
Yep.
Okay. But
Yep.
we'll be doing
We're
that
gonna be doing
tomorrow.
The new settings that I just tested today that I know can do an hour and a half seed, possibly quicker. I think we're gonna do it kind of like a race though. Just to kind of get back on track with, the whole point of us changing Sunday from co-op to, speedrun-esque.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But I'll leave tomorrow. Next Thursday, I'm doing the Dr. Robotnik's Mean Meme Machine as the wheel has decreed.
Doing retro achievements with it.
Yeah, everything on the wheel has a retro achievement list. So that's how I kind of generated the wheel, was just look through all of the retro achievement stuff and went, oh, I like that game, or I've never played that game, but I want to play that game. Let's throw it on the list since there's a retro achievement list. And next Friday is
Yes.
yeah.
I don't know
thing.
yet. We might if... Huh. Part of me wants to say we might do like some kind of a archipelago, but at the same time, I'm not 100% on board with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to figure out something there because I want to try to get back to, you know, us actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'd also have to think.
Yeah, and next Saturday we start our watch through of Drive with the first 4 episodes. Yay!
You know what's bad?
What?
Earlier today, I almost had the thought of trying to start rewatching 01, and then I happened to remember, wait, we're doing Drive. Never mind.
Yeah.
Because it kind of just feels like one of those times where it's about time for me to do a rewatch of one of the two.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the week ahead, folks. So if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chip it away that feel like at TGS Network on Mastodon social and at TGS on Twitter. Get thanks daily life. Exclamation point, just chat. Just literally drop by, say hi. See you tomorrow, folks.